Swampy salutations from this swamp hag who is very much enjoying today's weather. I don't know if you can hear, but I have the windows open. It's like 58 degrees and raining, and it just smells so good. It's amazing. And it's only February, so like it's weird. It's not supposed to be this warm right now, even though we're not really in the south, but we're not in the north either. We're just north of the Mason-Dixon line, so we're like right in the middle. It's definitely not supposed to be this warm, but I just love this weather. So I have all the windows in the house. I turned the heat off. I have a heated blanket, and it's just so cozy, and it's perfect swamp hag weather. That's all I have to say about that. Um, so today I thought I would talk about the fact that we're moving to a new house in less than 2 weeks. I'm a lot overwhelmed, brain full, words hard. We have signed so much paperwork and have gone back and forth both with the person who's buying our house and the person we're buying the house from. And anybody who's bought or sold or both a house at the same time knows that it's just a lot of work and it's very stressful. I will say, I feel like this time around has been easier. Like, this will be the fourth house that we're buying and the third house that we're selling. So I bought a very cheap condo when I was 27 or something. So that was sort of my first experience with real estate. And then Josh and I bought a house together shortly after we got married when we moved to Baltimore. And then we moved here a few years ago, and now we're moving again. And hopefully this will be the last time we move for quite a while. We really, really like the new house, and we want to stay there. It's close to family and all kinds of stuff. So we're super excited, very excited. But we are reaching the finish line, and there's like a little bit of a gap in between closings. So we have to be out of this house, and we're going to be just like floating for like 4 or 5 days, I think, in between when we are going to be selling this house and moving into the next one. And actually, it will end up being a little longer than that because we have the animals, so we have to make a lot of trips. And so we're actually moving out a couple days earlier than closing. So it's just like a whole thing. So yeah, it's a lot of work, and we're excited, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of money. It's always stressful to buy a house, even when you can afford it, and we've been crunching so many numbers. Josh made this really cool spreadsheet, which is his job, like is what he does for work for like really big companies, but I've never really seen it in action, like in a way that was useful to me personally. But he like made a spreadsheet with all our personal finances and all of our different options for how we could make this move and all the different things that we could do. And I had a hypothesis about the way we wanted to arrange our money, and he used the spreadsheet not only to prove my hypothesis was true, but to show how we can improve upon it. And it just impressed me so much. He's so tired of me talking about this spreadsheet. Like, how interesting can a spreadsheet be? But it kind of reminded me of like, I do my own book cover design now, but when I started, I hired people to do my book design. And so I would tell them about my idea or like tell them about the book and the story. And then this designer, an artist, would go and they would make a book cover that represented my story. And it was always the coolest feeling to see someone else's like artistic representation of my ideas. And I had a very similar feeling with Josh's spreadsheet. It was like I had these ideas, and I'm not a math person. Like I have been trying to learn math better, but it's not something that I'm just like intuitively good at. And so I had some ideas about math, conceptually speaking, and his spreadsheet turned it into something like tangible. And it felt like a very similar thing. Like somebody else took my ideas and crafted it into something that was tangible and useful and practical. And it was very exciting. And I'm done talking about the spreadsheet now, but it was very exciting. So the other thing I've been doing this time around is our real estate agent for this house, because we're working in 2 different states, so we have 2 different agents. This is the 3rd time that we've worked with her. We love her. She's great. And ladybugs are like good luck for her. So I have been drawing ladybugs this whole process. I was like, I don't really believe in things, like I don't really believe in luck. I mean, I believe in luck as a concept, but not as something that you can influence. I don't know. It's not luck so much as it is randomized outcomes, but whatever. Don't. Anyway, but I really, really, really wanted our processes to go well. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to draw ladybugs. What's the worst case scenario? The worst case scenario is that things go terribly wrong, and they would have gone terribly wrong probably whether I drew the ladybugs or not. Best case scenario is that putting all this mental and psychological energy and hoping for the best is going to help us make better decisions, right? So I started drawing ladybugs, and here's one. This is I think this is the first one that I attempted. Is this the first one? I don't always go in order. I can't turn the page. I think this is the first one that I attempted. Anyway, stained glass ladybug. These are fun. So I don't do this for every drawing, but one of the things that I like to do is I'll use Midjourney, which is an AI art generator, and I'll mess around with different prompts, and then I'll get one where I like the composition, and then I'll create my own version of it. So this looks very different than the one Midjourney made, but it kind of had like a ladybug in this sort of general angle with a big moon behind it, and it looked actually pretty different than this, but I used it to help with my composition. Here's some purple and pink and red ladybugs. And then we have a snowstorm. Just kidding. It's just an empty page. Oh, that's my friend's dog. Dee Dee. Dee Dee. I was supposed to give that to her last time I saw her and I forgot. Oh, this might have been the first one. I don't know. Whatever. Another stained glass ladybug. Sort of different angle, different style, but with the stained glass. I like this one. I thought this one was cool. Ladybug with doodles. I don't know. Doodle ladybug. Lady doodle. Oh, this one is bad. I was attempting cubism. Sometimes the art that looks like it's the easiest is not. So yeah, not my best one. What was I trying for this one? Kaleidoscopic, psychedelic type style. I feel like I should have used brighter colors, but whatever. I did what I did. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you do. I like this one as well. I think this one is interesting. But I don't have anything else to say about it. There's this one, Ladybug with the mushrooms. I've been playing around a lot with what do you call it? Surrealism, and I don't think this looks super surreal. I mean, it's just a ladybug with mushrooms. I guess it has some mushrooms growing on its back, but surrealism, at least when you use Midjourney to generate surrealism, it has a lot of mushrooms. So, anyway, I like that one too. It's pretty cool. This one is a ladybug on a leaf. Ladybug on a leaf. I don't know what these are. Coins. I don't know. Circular leaves, alien leaves, whatever you want to be. Whatever you want it to be. This is Ladybug in space. Ladybug in space. Woo! Space is really hard. I always want to draw space. I use markers, so these are all for the most part done with Prismacolor markers and or like black Sharpie to do like the lines and stuff. So I always want to do space, but I find it really hard to create representations of space that I like. Just bugs. I like this one. I think it's kind of cool. I've also been trying to do better with white space. For a long time, my whole process of doing art was that I had to fill the page. And this is it's a small size sketchbook, but I had a larger size and my goal was to fill every page, every inch of the page, whatever that looked like. And so lately I've been trying to fit more white space in because white space can create balance. And so this was one of my attempts to put white space in. There's this one. I don't know what you want to call this. Ladybug on a crazy quilt. This was an attempt at sort of like an Art Nouveau-y style. I don't think I quite nailed it, but I still came out with a cool illustration, I think. Getting those like soft greens down, I don't know. It's challenging. This is some more bugs. These ones have, my friend Andrea told me that she thought these ones had more character than some of the other ones I did. They're scribble bugs that I colored red. So, wow, I have a lot of these. Then there's this one. I don't know if I like this one or not. This one was interesting. I was just trying to come up with a different like method, like a different way of like using my tools, and so I just did straight lines. And I mean, it's kind of cool. It has like it has a lot of movement in it. Like it definitely has a vibe of some kind. This is probably the closest I got to actual surrealism. This is a surrealist ladybug egg. I don't know what you call that. I don't know what you think that is, but and then I used my kind of stained glass style that I like where I do the color and then I outline the different shades to create that sort of vibe. So I think this one turned out okay. I like it. Oh no. That's the last one. I guess I better draw some more. We still have a few days left until we're done with closing. I don't know if I have anything else in this book. Do I? Oh, a palace cat. Meow. Anyway, there you have it. Most of the others are just like sketches of like leaves and stuff. Leaves, mostly pencil. I would do these while I was in meetings on the phone for a while. I have what is it called? Sibley's Book of Trees or whatever, and so I would pick a tree and I would go in and I would try to mimic the shape of the leaves. There it is. Yeah, I think I did a good job with this one. It's an oak leaf, I think. Now I'm second guessing myself, but yeah, it's an oak leaf of some kind. Maybe a specific variety of oak. Anyway, Ladybugs. That is the art that I've primarily been doing. But it's been fun. It's kind of interesting to have like a particular theme that I just like focus on over and over and over and over again because I get to try to explore it from so many different angles. And one of the interesting pieces of it is once I get through the first like 4 or 5 drawings, it starts to be like, okay, well, what am I doing now? You know, like, okay, I already went through like the most obvious prompts and the most obvious ways of looking at this problem. So like, what's next? How can I approach this from a different angle? It's a really good way to kind of exercise creativity and try thinking more broadly and more widely. Sometimes I'll use AI to come up with ideas, but sometimes I'll just go online and I'll look at different styles of art and like just kind of explore what have other people done. I'll look up like art that has ladybugs in it, you know, or I'll look up photographs of ladybugs. Last night I was on I think it was iStock Photo or just like a generic stock photo site to try to come up with some ideas. And so there's lots of different ways to think about it and to approach it. And having to do kind of the same thing over and over and over really forces me to kind of like broaden what I'm trying to do and think about it from a much wider and more expansive place. So it's been interesting. And there's a fly in my room, probably because I have the windows open. So yeah, anyway, that's the art I've been doing. It's also good because the papers are small. I mean, the size paper that I'm using is small, so I can do a whole bunch of them in a row, and that's good. That's very good. I took a picture of a ladybug on my mirror in the bathroom the other day, and I had gotten out of the shower, and so there was fog on the mirror, and the ladybug was walking across the condensation, and so you could see this like little trail of footprints, which was really cool. And so I was thinking about trying to create some sort of artist representation of a ladybug with footprints behind it. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet, but I thought it was a kind of a cool concept. Anyway, I'm going to keep working on this because we have to buy and sell a house. And it's a lot of work. And I want everything to go well. And I think putting some time and attention and energy into hoping it goes well keeps my brain on the right side of things. And actually, it's gone. Both sides, although there have been a few hiccups, have gone like remarkably well, especially compared to the last sale in particular of our Baltimore house. It was challenging. So I'm really excited about my new office. Our new house has a barn, and I think instead of setting up my office in one of the extra rooms, I am going to set it up in the barn. There's like a tack room, which the person who owns it was using for like horse tack and stuff. But then I can have all of our animals and everything, and I'd be outside. I can have a little space heater and a little air conditioner in the window, and I think it is going to be good. I'm not 100% sure that's what I'm going to do yet, but I really like the idea of it, and so we'll see. Plus, it kind of will feel like I'm leaving the house every day to go to work, even if it's just, 20 feet away from the house. So, good stuff is all I have to say. I'm very excited. I probably won't be around on the internet very much the next couple of weeks. We're really diving into packing starting tomorrow and Friday, and then on Monday the whole process just kicks off with our first big travel day. So it's going to be a lot, and I'm tired just thinking about it. So we're not going to think about it. I'm going to upload this video to YouTube, and then I'm going to post it on my blog, and then I'm going to go watch TV or draw a ladybug. So that is all. That is all I have to say. Also, my new property that we're buying has, we got a couple acres, and it borders on a marsh. So you know what that means? It means I am going to be a true swamp hag. I can have my own swamp. Oh man, I'm so happy. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so fun. And that is what I have to say. I hope you have a great swampy afternoon that is full of cool breezes and petrichor and cats. Maybe I can get my cat to come into the picture. Come here. Come here. Say hi. Meow. Ah, there he is. Are you a good cat, Potato? This is Wilfredo Potato, if you are as of yet unfamiliar with my cats. Meow, meow. Good boy, Potato. Say hello. Meow. He's a good cat. Anyway, swampy, I don't know, goodbye, swampy goodbye. No, there's got to be a adios that starts with an S. But, whatever. Have a marshy afternoon, a damp day. That sounds horrible. I didn't say that. Have a great rest of your day. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. Bye.